find out what's going on, get involved, change things from the inside, make a difference, take pride. Multicultural at its best. The Luisa Marshall Show. Coming up.
Today, all news simply the best. Let's talk with one of the top 25 Canadian immigrants.
I don't want to really boast about it too much.
She was born and raised in the Philippines. Migrated to Canada to seek greener pastures.
Stay focused, do your best.
Became a successful businesswoman. A proud wife. A mother of two. A devoted community leader. And an advocate to inspiring and empowering Filipinos.
By contributing to mainstream society, it's not only a form of giving back.
She's honest.
And with that responsibility is the honor.
She's fierce.
I guess every single achiever in this world has their own detractors and critics.
She's
there must be
passionate
an order.
and determined.
And for us to have that order in the community.
She's Narima Dela Cruz.
Knowing that we continue to struggle and succeed.
My credentials
All these
would prove that.
Coming up.
And that I can give to my detractors.
Happy Monday! We continue to move on with our Let's Talk series. We feature today my honest interview with top Filipino-Canadian immigrant Narima Dela Cruz. She's a very simple Filipino who migrated to Canada with big dreams and high hopes. She struggled living in this diverse country, and she courageously reinvented herself and firmly decided to overcome her obstacles. The result is a powerful leader in business, a loving wife, a caring mother, and a compassionate leader in the community. She was voted one of the top 25 Canadian immigrants in 2012. Please watch. Hi, Nerima.
Hello, Louis.
How are you?
I'm good.
You look gorgeous.
Thank you.
I love this color on you. It's perfect. It's wonderful.
I have a fashionable daughter who criticizes me all the time.
Amazing. Let me take this opportunity to congratulate you. You are one of the top 25 Canadian immigrants. Wow. You've been a very good friend of mine for how many years now?
3 years.
And I know since I met you that
Yes.
You'd always be truly contributing your time to the community.
Trying my best.
Why do you think that it's vital for Filipino Canadians to participate in the mainstream society?
Filipino Canadians is not an inferior race. We are not subordinate to any. That's what my belief is. I know that our moral and intellectual traits can be as excellent as other race. By contributing to mainstream society, it's not only a form of giving back, but it also validates generally peace-loving and friendly race and our talent as generally as people. Contributing in mainstream society, I believe it is something that comes with responsibility. And with that responsibility is the honor of doing it. Not just for Filipino Canadians, but all other immigrants. We should really blend in, because that's the beauty of diversity.
Nerima was born and raised in the province of Quezon, Philippines. She became a known active and student leader all throughout her university years. She lived in Cavite, where she first met her husband, Joel de la Cruz, and then became a resident of Makati City. Her professional and educational background in the Philippines revolved around tourism, education, office administration, and law. Nerima immigrated to Canada in 1998 as independent immigrant based on skilled workers category. Her family lived in Winnipeg for almost 6 years before they decided to move to British Columbia. A mother of 2 beautiful children, she became a licensed realtor and currently affiliated with Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver and Maxon Realty Corporation. However, Narima's fondness and passion for public service and people-oriented activities has initiated and founded the Suri Philippine Independence Day Society.
It is with great pride knowing that we continue to struggle and succeed in our endeavor to come up with a celebration we can truly call our own. One for the vast and growing Filipino community of Suri, and which we share with our fellow Canadians in this city of diverse culture and tradition.
She is a volunteer, a business person, an advocate, and a community leader who received numerous awards and recognitions. Recipient of the 2012 Realtors Care Award, Director Award for Outstanding Achievement, Community Leader Award, Most Beautiful Filipinos in Canada 2012, voted #1 in 3 categories as a business person, realtor, and social activist, and a proud recipient of the 2012 Top 25 Canadian Immigrants Awards. Today, Nerima lives happily in Suri with her husband Joel and her son Daryl and daughter Glicia, and vows to pursue her passion to help the community while seeking nomination as NDP MLA candidate for Suri Tynehead for this coming BC provincial election. What inspires you to strive harder as a Filipino Canadian in our multicultural society? Did you have a tough time at first, trying to blend in?
Yes. I've had my share of struggles and homesickness, which for me is the hardest. The adjustment period. It's more on belief in the capability of us as Filipino Canadians that motivates me to strive harder. A number of experiences, our strength and our weaknesses, our ability to blend in, right? When we are already there, we are faced with challenges. But those things, when I am challenged, it sets me to the fullest capacity that I know I am capable of doing. It inspires me the most.
Do you honestly think that Filipinos have already made their mark here in Canada as responsible immigrants, as useful citizens?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I would say that we have not reached that perspective yet of being very successful, excellent in our field. But as responsible immigrant, yes.
25 Canadian immigrants were being voted this year, and you are one of them. I call that a success, a validation of your wonderful presence.
I think so.
In this wonderful country.
And I'm thankful to have been given the opportunity to prove my worth. Not only as a Filipino, but as a Filipino Canadian, as a citizen, as a resident of Canada.
Do we have to constantly prove ourselves in the mainstream society?
That's the perception, which is often a misconception, I guess.
Yeah, I think we just strive harder. We're so hard on ourselves because Filipinos are hardworking.
In what was instilled in us as people. Unfortunately, we have that inferiority complex in us that ignites us to try to prove our worth to people. I believe it is more of a positive contribution to the well-being of a person rather than the negative aspect. We are contributing citizens and residents.
And Filipino Canadians are very active right now.
Different sectors of society.
Whether it be in arts, films, or
yes,
like you yourself is a realtor.
Yes,
you know,
in different industries,
excelling. Yeah, almost every field that I know.
Yes, and we're happy to know that, you and I.
So, what do you say to all the new immigrants coming here to Canada?
Just keep dreaming, living the dream, stay focused, do your best. But let me add one thing, do good things. Our good deeds will come back to us unintentionally, unexpectedly. With all the hard work, we should stay in the path of moral righteousness. That is very important.
You know we can't please everybody, right? So
Yes.
what do you say to all those people in our Filipino community who still don't recognize the contribution that you have made in our mainstream society? We'll be back with Nerima after these messages. Don't go away.
Yes.
What do you say to all those people in our Filipino community who still don't recognize the contribution that you have made in our mainstream society?
Well, that's unfortunate, but I think that's part of it. When one becomes successful or achieves something, we would eventually have our share of detractors. I guess every single achiever in this world has their own detractors and critics. And at one point, attacker. I acknowledge the criticism and the cynicism. I use it to improve and motivate myself to be better, to watch my actions. And I don't let it bother me so much. Over time, I believe that those that we have touched with our presence and contribution will be the voice out there, somewhere down the road, somewhere along the way, who will correct the facts and tell people what we have done. I think what happened with the top 25 Canadian immigrant process is a testament to that. Out of the 550 nominations all over Canada, and only based on judging and criteria, no voting yet, we've made it to the 75 shortlisting. Your criteria is basically chosen by the judge over 475 others. And then the voting process for 3 months, right? It's all over Canada, it's mainstream.
Yeah.
We have made it to the top 25. So that in itself is a recognition.
Did you expect that?
Honestly, no. The 75 at least, I was hoping, because I know my credentials, right?
Yeah.
But the 25, because if I have to rely on my community, yes, I know there are supportive people out there, you being one. Do you know what is ironic is I got the support not only from my community, but from a lot of others in the mainstream, which I am active with, those who have known me and my family. I am just happy to have been given the opportunity to contribute and to share.
That's the best part.
Yes, and in that process, it helps and inspire a lot of people and situation. And to me, that's what matters most. Because our good deeds, it will always be there. People will remember that, no matter what. It's more important.
It will always be remembered.
Yes, and it's more important than any recognition at all.
Exactly, exactly.
It's something that I work hard for. My credentials would prove that. And that I can give to my detractors. And as I've said earlier, you cannot erase or change history, no matter what. This Top 25 Canadian Immigrant Award, I don't want to really boast about it too much.
You know what? You have to, because how many Filipino Canadians were on the top 25? Were there 2 or 3 of you?
3 now.
3 now,
Prior
right?
to me and Dr. Ray Pagtakan in this year, 2012, there was only one in 2010. He's a lawyer from
So there's
Toronto.
only been 3 Filipino Canadians?
So far. I'm the only one
That's
in BC.
heartbreaking. I know it's okay to be humble, but you know, you are not creating awareness amongst your community.
Exactly.
Trying to inspire the rest of the other younger generation to become great contributors and positive contributors to the, to the mainstream community.
Yes, and also to other achievers.
Exactly.
To be recognized.
Exactly. Because it comes with hard work. Other people will be thinking that you are, you know, trying to uplift yourself. I think you have to uplift yourself in order for you to uplift other people. The only way to make a difference in a very diverse society like ours is if you just
come out,
be there, be active, and show your passion.
Right.
You inspired me.
Thank you.
I think
the feeling is mutual.
You inspired me, and I greatly, sincerely congratulate you.
Thank you,
It's
Luisa.
amazing.
Thank you.
It is.
I know that
it is an achievement, okay?
Yes.
And you can be proud of it. You have to stand proud of it.
I am proud of it, and I hope it inspires others to be recognized too.
Oh,
I know there are a lot of other achievers in this community, in our community,
so many,
right?
So many.
Yes.
Yeah, so many. And I think they have to come out. Right. Each and every one.
Yes, and that's what I hope to achieve, to open the door
Well,
for
you did.
more Filipino Canadians
did.
to be.
And Dr. Paktakhan.
Yes.
Yeah. Did I say his name right?
Pagtakhan, Dr. Pagtakhan.
Dr. Paktak.
Dr. Ray Pagtakhan. I met him.
He's from Winnipeg,
He's
right?
from Winnipeg,
Yeah.
and I came from Winnipeg. I met him, I believe, on my first month in Canada, and
Yeah.
I am really honored to be with the man. I told him that during the awarding,
Yeah.
and he's a very honorable, supportive man.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what, Nerima? You've been such a really good supporter of everybody. So that's the thing. That's why people support you, because you also support them.
Yes,
So
I try my best.
Yeah, I wish we can be all over the place, right?
course, yes,
we
yeah.
wish. Lastly, Narima, you know what? I have talked about this issue in the past. You and I know that our community isn't perfect. I mean, I've talked to Tatay Tom. I talked about this with the MLA Mabel Elmore. We are not a perfect community. You
No.
know that.
Just like
the,
others.
The Filipino Canadian community, just like others. But we're growing and growing each year.
Yes.
This has always been my question to every leader. What do you think is the best way possible for us, all of us, to unite the Filipino Canadian community? What do you think is the best way possible for us, all of us, to unite the Filipino Canadian community?
I've always been a stubborn positivist, so I don't want to believe that there is no hope. First and foremost, I think we have to really understand what is unity. What does it really entail? What does it really mean? Is it just gathering a huge crowd for even the most trivial reason? Is it just a joining force of two camps or being together? Is it just coordinating a pack of leaders and a group working behind a single cause? Is it just having one leader and the rest are followers? I guess those are a sad misconception of unity. Because unity is oneness, right? And it's in agreement for one thing. But for me, unity also comes with harmony. There must be an order. For us to have that order in the community, it has to start from within us. We have to want it, and we have to do good. To be in that path of moral righteousness that I've been talking to earlier. We have to do good as people. Why did we immigrate in the first place? No matter how we love and miss our motherland, we chose to come here. It's because we yearn for not only for better lives, but for change, which obviously we did not see
In the Philippines.
in the Philippines, right?
That's heartbreaking, isn't it?
Yes.
Up to now.
Yes,
It's
up to now.
heartbreaking, yeah.
It's like I look back after 14 years since I came to Canada. That was actually one of the reasons my husband and I decided, despite the career that we, both of us, will leave behind during that time. But it's really heartbreaking to look back.
Yeah.
When we choose to stay here, we keep the stereotype Filipino mentality. Then we do not grow.
No.
We do not grow. If we keep those mentality, like pulling a person down when he or she started to achieve something, using power. The power as a leader, the power as media, the power as a group or organization to take advantage of vulnerable, small, simple, unsuspecting people. The trait that I actually despise so much, unfortunately, which is, it's heartbreaking for me to say it, but it's the truth, that some people, I'd say leaders, followers, public, would tolerate those kind of mentalities. That does not help us to grow. And if we do not grow as a person, as an individual, then we do not grow as a group. And until then, we will not have that unity. That's what my belief is. That unity that we have been longing for will always be elusive because we do not grow.
Do you think that leaders have something to do with that?
Just like in the Philippines, because it starts from leaders. Look at the progressive country, Canada. We don't really have to go any further. Just here in our adopted country, there is a system.
If there's a system in place, everything follows the system.
Right. It should really be from within. And then we go on, we contribute, we share, we lead. At the end of the road, by then, maybe we will have the sweetest form of unity. The one that is not just the overuse, abuse, and use word unity, but the unity that comes with peace, justice, and honor.
What do you think of yourself as a leader?
I'm one who is trying to make a difference by standing to my principles. And by doing that, there are some point where people dislike me.
It comes with your job.
Yes.
You're a leader. You can't please everybody.
Right. But what matters most to me, when you lead, you have to be a role model. You don't just dictate it to people. You have to serve as an example, to have that moral capability as a person, as a leader, as a volunteer. What's that quotation that I just encountered recently? It's from one of the Philippine presidents. That leadership should be based on morality, because morality is the basis of righteousness.
Will you continue being a leader?
We all came to this country, the true north, strong and free, now our chosen homeland. This country which welcomed us and has given us all the opportunity to belong. Oh Canada, thank you for making us your citizens and residents.
Will you continue being a leader?
I will, definitely, despite the challenges, despite the odds, despite the heartbreaks. I will, and I'm happy doing it.
Thank you, Narima.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much.
Thank you.
You have inspired a lot of my viewers. I hope that we're going to be seeing a lot of changes in the community pretty soon.
I hope so. If not in our lifetime, to borrow Tatay Tom's words.
Yeah.
Hopefully in the next generation. Nothing wrong with dreaming of that.
Oh, no. I've always dreamt of it, and I'll never stop.
We just have to open our eyes.
That's it. It's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Nerima will be seeking nomination as MVP MLA candidate
for Surrey Tyne Head on February 9th.
Good luck. I received some messages on Facebook after last Monday's Empowering Filipinos in Canada. Here's one I want to share. Thank you for asking me about my opinion on this matter. Not easy. Sensitive issues from my 22 years in public. Know everybody. Saw all kinds of attitudes, and I learned. Had also experienced with them, some of those facing it directly, some of those ignored it. But my objective after, focus to those who are asking my ideas on how to live here as an immigrant like me, and be careful meeting people. Do your homework. Analyzing everyone's problem, and majority they are, and we are part of it sometimes, or most of the time. But it is now good. You're having a show talking about issues in public, difficult to be biased and unbiased. People learn to accept change. Unusual people do not want to change. From Narcy of Style Cuts. Thank you, Narcy. Thank you so much. Keep on sending us your messages, suggestions, and stories. Thanks for watching. Please don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. Always be kind. Let's stop bullies. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.